Hello, another founder in car, and today we will discuss a new phenomenon for many entrepreneurs, which is called growth hacking. So growth gives you a little bit of insight what the purpose is, you want to expand, and hacking you want to do it in an innovative, experimental, new way. It's more efficient than the normal way. For example, hacking a system, then you have access to it, so it will be easier, it will be made easier. We had computer games, and in the past, of course, there were hacking codes which gave you a superstar status, or for example, gave you at the earlier stage of the game when you haven't had passed all the milestone points, already access to the later levels, for example. And that's a little bit what growth hacking is. So, why is it important? Of course, every company wants to grow. By growing, you have less change of the hours that the founder, for example, puts in as a relationship to the income it generates. So if it grows, you have other factors, it could be other people in your company or other income streams, that will just attribute to the success of the company and thereby also to the success of you as an entrepreneur. And by growth hacking, you might do things in a different way, also the existing things that you already do, so that it saves you more time, so more efficient, for example. And when you have more time, you have also more possibilities to go to another direction and become again very innovative, and then you can unlock another potential income stream, but also broaden your company and the benefits that you can sit upon. The foundation of your company can become broader and more stable. So that's very important, of course. Growth hacking is oftentimes a term that many people associate with marketing, so conversion rates, for example, is it able that you can convert clicks on a website into more buying results, or when you display your advert or your marketing material, that you get more response to it. So first of all, more clicks, so the exposure is translated into more clicks, that you get more in-depth exposure, and then for example also more buys. There's one example that you can grow in to make it more effective, and thereby granting you more income and therefore more possibility and more time also. That's just one example, but I think even we call it ZZP'er, zelfstandige zonder personeel. So it means that you're self-employed without having other persons in your company, just you. Even self-employed people without personnel can benefit of this growth hacking, because you can look at different directions, and sometimes that growth hacking is even, instead of looking at more directions, looking at less directions. That might sound contradictory, right? But perhaps your real passion is doing one thing, and now you're just doing all the things that you can to get some income, because I want to do this one thing, but I need all those other things to just survive. But perhaps focusing on that one thing will bring you more income than doing all those other things. And why is that? Because you're good at it, you have passion for it, and you like to do it, so you don't mind to go the extra mile. You want to make it close to perfect. And if so, there's an example. For example, you're a writer, and you're writing for all kinds of journals, perhaps even papers, and also for hospitals and manufacturers, etc. But your real passion lies there to make, for example, patient leaflets, and to convey the message of a company into material on the website. Perhaps if you focus on that, you can triple the income that you generate at this time, when you're doing all kinds of things, because you have a focus and you're good at that, and one success leads to another, and then you are in your respective fields the expert, the go-to. That's the trick. In that example, sometimes also reaching out. You already have one trick, and you can have some low-hanging fruits that makes it better. You can analyze the process. Where can I improve to make it more efficient, faster, more beneficial for my customer? And also sometimes, if you have already had a lot of experience, perhaps you are able to increase your rate. Even if you're one person, or the rate of your personnel. You can also hire new personnel if there's a growth area. And a lot of people did that also with COVID. Those companies that went anti-cyclic, so the cyclic ones went down also with COVID, but some companies went anti-cyclic. They grew a lot during the COVID pandemic. And then they had additional personnel, but they didn't know if they could maintain that level. So they had it on the flex rates. So the personnel was attracted, then they hit the targets that they want to get, benefited the company. And if it then collides all, because the market demand changes, or some other players jump in that are just so big that they will blow you out of the water, you still have the flexibility that you can then adapt again to a smaller core that perhaps you were before that the trends changed and an opportunity arose. But you will have more flesh on your bones because you made do with the trend, and you benefited from it. So you grew, even if the personnel is back to the same core. You have more means, you have more experience. You're already were successful in scaling up very rapidly. And that are lessons that are very valuable, of course. So, a long story short, there are many ways to growth hack. I think you should not only think at the marketing sides, also the operations can be growth hacked, or the customers that you try to reach. This is also a little bit marketing, of course, but also the innovations. So not only the process, operations, the customer base, but also innovation. What can you do? What can you do to improve upon your products? Make it faster, better, stronger. You know that song. And that's growth hacking. Foundry Car, out.